Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to today's topic on focus and structure. We're going to talk today about having some things set up in your business so that you are able to stay focused, you're not overwhelmed. And so in this next couple minutes, I'm just getting set up on my other device. Zoom is just giving me a little bit of trouble right now. So I'm just going to take about 5 to 10 deep breaths so that you are in a nice, calmer alpha state and your brain is ready to take in the information. And I'm going to get set up here. All right. I am loving technology. Technology is working for me today. Maybe the third time is a charm. Let's get going. So as you're breathing in, breathe in. You are efficient. You are breathing that everything is always working out for you. That technology is great. And breathe out any frustration. Breathe out anything in your business that is giving you headaches. Because today we are going to talk about that. We are going to talk about how to stay focused and how to have structure in your business, the feminine and the masculine in your business, and some practical tools. I'm a get shit done person, and so I want to leave you as well with some tips and some tools. If you don't have the workbook, hashtag workbook in the comments or reach out to me and let me know and we'll send you the workbook, because there's also some really good information in there on how to set yourself up in your business so that you are in an attraction pull mode versus the push, push, push that we've been taught in business. That's not how we run business anymore, right? We're in this beautiful feminine and masculine balanced of push and pull, contraction and expansion and contraction of both of them, okay, and bringing that in. So Virginia, if you can hear me, I am setting up Zoom. For whatever reason, it's not coming up. I've been trying for 15 minutes. All right, keep those breaths coming in, getting into a nice alpha state. Maybe set an intention for today. What is it that you'd like some clarity on? Where are you kind of bottlenecked in your business? Is it around the structure? Is it how to set up your website or your funnel? Or I'm not going to go into those in details, but like really just have a list, you know, and I would recommend writing it down of like, where are you stuck? Because that's what I'm here to help you with this week so that we can get that going for you. Sending a message to my beautiful co-founder, Virginia, who's going to help me here with the tech. All right. Launch meeting. If this doesn't work, then I'm going to grab another device. Sorry to everyone. We do have the ability to come onto Zoom. That's what I want to set up, is that those who are watching and hearing through Zoom, that they can actually listen to this as well. So I think what I'm going to have to do is pull up another iPad, another device. Okay, bear with me. All right, so while I'm getting set up on my other device for Zoom, I would like you to just have a moment and just think about, in your business, in your life, think about the feminine and masculine for yourself. Do you feel safe to be in your feminine? Do you feel safe to take time off, to, you know, take that step back, look at everything as the third party person in your business, or like what is needing attention first, being in your feminine, being okay to ask for pricing, feeling safe. This is really important. feeling safe to raise your prices, feeling safe to create a new program, feeling safe to go live. That's a big one right there, right? In and of itself. And so it's really just thinking like, I'm not getting any sound. Thank you for sharing that. Can you hear me now? If you can hear me, please put a yes in the comments. I'm doing great. We are, bear with us just a minute while we get set up on our technology. Sorry, guys. My little one came in asking for cookies. She always knows when. You can hear me on the live? Okay, cool. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on the live right now. Virginia, I don't know if you can hear me. If you can, then it'd be good. I know you're in the Zoom. If you could share the page and then go to our Facebook page and share the meeting through your share screen. That's what I was intending. For some reason, I'm not able to get this up. Sorry, everyone. I logged in early today so that we would have this all set. It's thinking, it's just spinning. So back to you and your feminine and your masculine while I'm getting this set up on the Zoom. So in your feminine and feeling safe to receive, feeling safe that it's okay to ask for what you want. It's okay to say no to someone if you feel like the energy's off and you really don't want to work with them, or you don't feel that you're a good match for them, or they're really draining and heavy in their emotions and what they have, and feeling safe to say no, thank you, I'm not a good fit for you, and like gently hand them off with something that you can recommend. And then in the masculine of not being in this like patriarchal hustle grind go 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 that we've been taught, definitely especially the last 10 years in our business, is to really come into our masculine, of our safe masculine, and it's the ebb and flow, right? That it's okay to have our structure, have the things that we're doing to get seen, but then also to have time for play and have time when you can take off for yourself and you don't feel guilty, right? Where you're in the space of like, I am abundant. I am, you know, the clients are coming in. What you think about grows. So if you're in a place of frustration, you cannot create very well from a place of scarcity or from a place of survival. And survival often is when we are, you know, having issues of like, can I make my bills this month? Or, you know, I have this payroll and now it's really scary because I have to have a set amount coming in, right? And so those are the things maybe that are keeping you up at night. And so when you're in your balanced feminine and masculine, then there is that flow there. You're allowing that energy to just flow around you, and source can be more present and can work with you in your life. Okay. So as far as like focus today goes, I want to talk about, the main thing I want to talk about focus, or why, is because we have been so distracted for sure the last 18 months. There's, you know, 5-day challenges here and like sign up for this webinar, and we've taken in so much content that what happens actually is then we begin to paralyze ourselves. We start to doubt that we've actually taken in the right information for us. And so we've got all of these great things that we've been learning and thinking, you know, and all of that, but are they actually in your day-to-day? Like, are you seeing some results from it, or are you still kind of frustrated? Oh, good. I'm glad the sound is fixed. Thank you. And so, you know, what the focus is, if it's so easy for you to get distracted or overwhelmed, is really listening to your body, really tapping into that intuition. Because if, like me, I'll tell you, like, I've been healing my past and the stuff that I learned in my baseline or in my nervous system of fight or flight and being there. And now I recognize when I'm back in my fight or flight and how to come back into my rest and digest. And this will be a game changer in your business, because when I'm in rest and digest, the front part of my brain is open, the prefrontal cortex, so I can actually see opportunities that are coming to me, or I might see a message that, you know, or it could be something that I could follow up on, that could, someone who could be a client. But if you're so in fight or flight, then you end up being closed off to a lot of the opportunities that are around you. Plus you cannot really be in a I can't kind of attitude or energy of things are really hard, you know, doubting yourself, wanting to throw in the towel. I have been there. Right? And so with the healing yourself and healing the dissociation, or being distracted and all of that, is really just coming back into a space of you being empowered, you being in this place of, I can do this. I just have to give permission to Virginia. 1 second. She's my backup girl. She's just going to log in for me so that those who are on Zoom. Okay, is that all you need? Go live on YouTube. Okay, we're just having a tech communication here, back and forth. So back to staying focused. Give me 1 second. So StreamYard is okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So yeah, with the focus, like, man, it's so easy to get distracted. Or, I was noticing, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do these things today. And then as I would do those things, then bear with me, and I'll log in on a different device here as I'm talking. So I would notice that in my focus even, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to get these 3 things done today. And then the day would go along, and I felt like some days I was being pulled away from the things that were going to, make me money or moving me forward in my business. And I was being pulled away from those to go do the dishes or to scroll or do something that was really just numbing activities. And so my schedule was so full. I could look back on my calendar and, like, I've talked to all these people, but the business just wasn't closing, or things weren't coming into fruition for us. Even at the Healing Soul School, we're very open and we'll share with you what our business has been like. It hasn't been, all roses from the beginning. There has been the ups and downs. That's just part of being an entrepreneur, but we've learned so many mistakes and learned from them. And the cool thing is now that I understand, really about the nervous system and our core beliefs, our law of assumption of, like, who we really believe we are, deep down, I didn't believe that I was able to earn, a set income or have the clients come in. So there was some healing and stuff that had to happen to let that stuff go. You don't stop, you keep going in your business. You're not stopping to heal, but it's really, you're moving forward, and you're moving forward in these baby steps so that you are not you're not hijacking your nervous system. You're not overwhelming your brain, where now the prefrontal cortex shuts down, and you're able to stay on task and not feel like a squirrel. Some days it's like squirrel. And just being in that space of having things in place so that you are, able to focus, and that you are able to, Virginia, I don't know if you can hear me. I know you guys are on Zoom. Thank you. I apologize, technology today, but I have one device up. So I'm gonna close off Facebook so we don't hear the dings. But I'm here. I'm just going to leave my camera off for now. And anyone who wants to join us on Zoom, if you're watching live, I'll be on after, just to coach for a little bit on helping people with some of their structure and their focus and what they need help with. So happy to be on the Zoom calls. Honestly, it's been so fun just to connect with people and to be there, feeling the feedback. So if you have that ability and you want to jump on Zoom, then that is in the Facebook group. You can click on the link. All right. So what I had done, in looking back at my life and just like kind of how my brain works, and definitely having some, past experiences, trauma, we, don't want to hold on to that, but my brain developed in a different way. And so I'm just looking at, what are my coping methods? What are the things? It's like, when I'm moving forward and my brain's like, come back here, like, you're meant to be back here, or this is what you really grew up believing about yourself, then it's so easy for you to get hijacked, or to start to self-sabotage. And self-sabotage, yes, it's a real thing, but really it's just another coping method. It's a coping method that your inner child or your, inner core coping methods is saying this doesn't feel safe. Like, you're growing. What do you mean you're gonna, you want to make this much money per month? This doesn't feel safe to us. We haven't had that in our experience. Or you want to create this new program, and now you're going to get out in front of people and you're going to talk about this thing. Like, are you sure? Do you know what you're talking about? Like, the imposter syndrome can come up, all of those things. And so it's really just looking at your life, kind of take that step back as the female, the safe female, and you're feminine, and really, where is it in your business or in your life that is looking for some focus, some attention right now, and then building in small daily habits so that you are creating a consistent business. You are in a space where you're creating ebb and flow, that you're in that attraction energy as the lighthouse, where you know who you are, your light is on, it's very clear, on who you're serving. But then also in your day-to-day, which is what we're going to focus on today, is that you have these things in place. And a lot of it has to do with your calendar and, what is in your calendar, and that you are doing these things. So another part I just want to share of the focus and the structures your masculine, okay? And I teach that Monday to Thursday, focus and put your structure or your business in Monday to Thursday, and then Friday to Sunday you play. And play could still be some work things. Definitely, I take Sunday off for sure, so that I have a day and I do not put anything in my calendar, that's work related, so that I have a day just to myself, and then I can relax and do the things that I want to do in that day. But then Friday and Saturday, I get to choose what goes in my schedule. I love Clubhouse. So if I set up something on Clubhouse, for me, that's fun. It's play. Even though I'm working and sharing what I'm doing and maybe helping people and answering questions, for me, it's still play. So that feels good. So that's when I would schedule those kinds of things, or doing podcast interviews. One thing write down is I highly recommend get on one podcast a week, so that you are leveraging other audiences, or pushing out posts to free Facebook groups where you can share what it is that you're doing. Or maybe you have a webinar coming up or something that people could plug into who are the perfect fit for you. And then great, now you're sharing it out there with other people who could benefit from what it is that you do. All right, so when in the workbook, there's a lot more information. If you need that, just let us know. And part of what today is your light on consistently, right? Do you work 2 days and then you take 7 off because maybe you've hijacked yourself, or you're in your doubt, or you're in your fears? Are you working 4 and then no one sees you in your group for 2 weeks? It's so interesting for me when I'll look through posts in a group that I'm in, and I'll see like some activity and then like a huge lull where there's nothing and no activity, which, no judgment, everyone's different. But the more consistent you can be, the algorithms are better in Facebook. You can pre-program stuff. This is a tip for you. You don't have to create content every day. You can do that if you want, definitely, but it's tiring and it takes up a lot. So how to save yourself there is to create in your calendar, however many days works for your business, is content creation. So if you set aside 2 hours, then that that's going in there at that time, that you have that space for content creation. And at that time, you can also pre-schedule all of your posts so that they go out across. If you have the ability to hire a virtual assistant, I highly recommend it. If you need a recommendation for a virtual assistant, please message me, because I work with lots of people who I know who the virtual assistants are out there, or someone that can help you, just because of the community that I've been in. And so then being able to delegate that to someone. There are hats in your business that you do not like to wear, whether it's your paperwork or it's content creation, sales, whatever those are. You could even write down what are the hats, what are the things that you don't like to wear, and have someone do that for you. So that you're not having that struggle and that weight on you. The energy is so real that when you have energy leaks in your business, maybe it's having I know what would be one for me. I'm not one for like sending out emails and stuff like that. Like I love giving information, and I'll say to people, "Oh, I'll send you that and I'll send you that." And then after the call I'm like, "Oh, I've overwhelmed myself." Because now, it's just something for my brain. But that's what's so great about having Virginia in our partnership is that she does all that back end stuff and the tech stuff because it that overwhelms my brain. So I know that, and I'm able to then, have help come in and be safe, feel safe to receive the help. They're yeah, I'll I was gonna share more on that, but I think I'll just leave that for now. So, being able to, let's see, content creation. The next one is lead generation. Are you reaching out to people on a regular basis every week, or is it hit or miss here or there? So you want to have that on a consistent basis of when you are reaching out. And it could be that you follow accounts on Instagram that feel are your clients, or on Facebook. And so you're there and you spend some of that time as lead generation to be able to do that. Another thing could be, when are your one-on-ones? When are you booking clients? Have that in your schedule, okay? Really important. And there's different ways to build your schedule. I brought this one along. This is a paper one. So just a simple paper one. You can do that. This is for the month, and I also have one for the day, like for a day, right? For the week. So 1 week, and then this is the month. This actually is for green, for money. This is when I pay my bills. So I have this already set out, and I also have written on the back who gets what, and like some of the stuff that I have paying or things that are coming up, so that it's there, it's front of mind, and it's near me on my desk, so that I'm staying focused. So this here is for the money, but you're definitely going to want to do that for your business. For those who are technical, and I highly recommend doing this, or get some help with it, is to create in your Google Calendar or whatever calendar you're using, block off your time. So you have your spot for content creation, you have your spot for lead generation, and when you're reaching out to new people, new audiences. That could also be when you are going and getting your podcast guesting. So you're reaching out to people who are in a similar industry or collaboration, not necessarily doing the same things as you, but that you can reach out and speak to them on their podcast. And then you want to also have, if you have a group, what are your group teaching times? The great thing about having a group program or a hybrid of like have a group and some one-to-one, just depending on where you are. If you're starting, do your one-on-ones. You need some practice and you need some data collection. But if you've been doing this for a little while, you can have this hybrid where you have a group, and so you're teaching 1 hour a week and Q&A 1 hour a week, and then you have the hybrid of they get a call with you once a week. They want you. They want to talk to you and spend time with you, right? And get the help that they're looking for with you as the expert, and you're the one that's pulling them to that next step. So that could be something that you can do there as well. Have that in your calendar. It's kind of, and then have playtime. I'll just go through all of the things. So you want to have your playtime. You want to make sure that that's included. You want to have family time can be included in that. You want to have time booked in your calendar for discovery calls. So someone who's new to you, maybe they're following your content, or they've been following you on a regular basis or liking your stuff, be like, reach out to them, create rapport with them in the DMs, and just say like, hey, like, what do you need? What are you looking for? Why don't we jump on a call? And not that it's a sales call of like, step into my lair, like, come, I'm gonna sell you, it could be just like, let's have a conversation. Where are you? Who do you know? What are you looking for? So that you can start to build those relationships. But then also there might be something that you can help them with, or they'll become a client, right? So that is really exciting. Give me 1 sec here. I'm just, Ruth, if you can please mute your microphone, hun, then I won't have the feedback. Thank you so much. Awesome. Yeah, so basically think of your calendar. So it's blank. The Google Calendar is so great for this, and you can put your bills on there. You can put, any of your regular things, appointments that come up, when your playtime is, maybe time that you would go and have coffee with someone, or, go on a girls' date or a date with your spouse if you are together with someone, so that you are including those, because you're going to feel so much better. You're going to be in an energy flow. If you think of the scales, like the balance scales, if you are all work, I guess lower. So if you're all work and it's heavy, heavy, heavy and work, 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 then the play and the pleasure part, the feminine side is really being neglected. And so you're going to feel off. You're going to feel burnt out. You're going to be tired. You're going to be crabby with the family, you know, all of these things. And so it's making sure that you're incorporating the structure, the masculine, but also the play and the pleasure part of your week and putting that in your calendar. So when you have a blank calendar for the week, put in your big rocks first. Put in the things that are absolutely like non-negotiable. So when you're teaching your one-on-one times, you know, the lead generation, your content creation, this is so helpful for your brain, because when you're busy or you're doing, you know, 10 things today and you're like, oh, I really want to do that, or I want to reach out to that person, or I want to create a post around this. Awesome. It goes into a folder, or like you can send yourself an email and place it in the time for that date or that time when you are doing content creation. Now it's off your brain. You're not thinking about it. Because if you're like, I want to make this post, and you think about it and you're like, I can't forget to do this post, this is really important, I want to do this, and you think about it and you think about it and you think about it, your brain doesn't know if it's doing it or not. So you are expending that energy as if you were doing it. Your brain doesn't know. So you want to put that somewhere where you leave it for the next time. Or, you know, you're doing a conversation with someone to get on their podcast and they're like, great, let's connect. If you have Fridays set, that's your time or your day, say in the morning, for looking for that podcast, then you know that you're going to set up a time with them on Friday morning. It's not like, what days are good for you? It's like, no, be efficient. Say, here's my calendar, or, you know, I book these kinds of calls on Fridays. What day, you know, does Friday work for you and what time? You're going to be flexible, of course, but if you already know ahead of time that you've got some of that time in there, then then you just know it's off your brain. And yes, Virginia's just put schedule time for meditation. That is just a given. That's your morning routine. Morning routine when you wake up is you're filling your own cup. You are meditating when you wake up. You are doing your breath work. You're doing your gratitude or whatever it is to set you off on the right foot for the day, so that you are in a calmer space. Your prefrontal cortex is open. You're seeing opportunities. And then during the day, in the middle of the day. So whenever your body, and you'll know by your meridians, maybe when you have that lull, for me, it's around 2 o'clock. This is when I used to grab for, you know, a chocolate bar or some candy. I still do from time to time, but coming into a meditation in the day as well, depending on your schedule, this is part of your play. It's the calming of yourself and your nervous system. Then you will feel so good. It's better than a nap, doing a meditation, and it's so much better for your brain as well. Okay, just to be in that space. So are there things in your calendar that you're just not sure how to put, where to put, or, you know, as far as the structure or what you're doing in your day-to-day? Do you have questions around that? Please drop it in the chat and I can help answer those. Is there anything around your schedule, and where would you put this, or how does this work? Please let me know, and also share with us what works for you. It's not just, you know, how we run our schedule and what we do. I mean, Virginia is amazing at being organized, and she's our logistics person. And so she's also another one that has some really great tips on how to stay organized. She is a master. She gets stuff done and like, and so I know the things to say, yes, Virginia, help me with this, right? It's me being safe in my feminine. It's okay to ask for help and get that help, because me writing a post will take me 2 hours, where she just goes, it's done and it's out on all 4, you know, or 5 platforms or whatever we're doing. And I'm just like, I'm still opening my computer and she's done. Yes, and thank you, Carla. Big time meditation in the afternoon, that lull. Yeah, when you have that lull, because it is going to revive you. It's going to wake your brain up again, and it's just going to feel so good to be in that space, okay? Here's another tip as far as like having money come in, because I know that this is a really important topic for a lot of people, is getting out of that financial insecurity and scarcity. Is make sure that in your day, or, you know, Monday to Thursday, that you've got that time in the lead generation. This is something Carla and I were talking about, is that you're reaching out to people who are your ideal clients. Maybe it's companies. Maybe you want to work for other coaches where you're a coach as well and you've got this expertise. So if I'm, you know, if I'm teaching, you know, the feminine and masculine masculine or meditation or, something around mindset. And I can reach out to another coach that's teaching something totally different and they don't know anything about maybe even the spiritual side or energy 101. Then I could also reach out to them and say, hey, would you be interested in this? For myself, the business ideas and trainings, right? Is any coaches who are watching this and you're like, wow, that'd be really powerful for my group, let's talk. Because I can listen to someone speak for 10, 15, 20 minutes of what issues they're having in their business, and I'm starting to put together the patterns. I can, that's just one thing I get from my downloads, and Source just gives me, it's like, there it is, it's really cool, and to be able to look at what is got you stumped or stuck and being able to help you shift that and to get it to move. So that's something else that, just like, what is your gift? What is the thing that you could offer to other businesses or coaches, as well as looking for one-on-one clients or group clients? There's so many ways to run business, and I would say nothing is cookie cutter. You do what feels good to you. Some people are able to build a more than six-figure income without being online, without creating posts, where they have their set schedule and how they do things. Referrals are a big thing for them, for the transformation that they provide, and they're not caught up in the social media posting whirlwind and all of that. And I want to say, like, if that's where you are and you're posting and nothing feels like it's coming in, then we got to look at, where else are you stuck? Is it a stuckness of an energetic block? Maybe you don't believe you're just not in alignment for whatever reason. Oh, there's so many different things it could be, and so that could be maybe what it is of where you're stuck. Yeah, or feeling whatever you're stuck in. That's right. Carla says, create the intention before the afternoon meditation so you are open and available and let that flow to you. Absolutely. Like meditation, calming your mind, it is a huge game changer in your life and in your business, because you're seeing things, you're going to see opportunities, you're going to get messages. You could even ask every morning, who do I reach out to today? Spirit, source, creator. Who are three people that would be good to reach out to today? You're going to get answers. It's really amazing. I do that in the morning when I wake up. So the breath work, the gratitude, meditation. Today's going to be a great day. Just setting my brain so my brain's looking for evidence that it brings me that it is a good day. I'm just in that attraction mode. And then really, what are 3 tasks for me today? Or who would be 3 people that would be good to reach out to today, right? And just wait and allow those answers to come as you're in your calm, beautiful state as you're starting your day, instead of like snooze button, oh crap, what am I got today? I better look at the calendar, so I don't miss anything, where you're just in this fight flight, this, constantly putting out fires. No, you're going to burn out. And just life sucks like that when you're putting out fires. It's like turning the energy, turning it around so that you're in this place of calm. You're in this place of things coming to you. It is so awesome when you get a message and they're like, I saw your post, or I saw your content, or I heard you on this thing. What does it cost to work with you? I'm like, amazing. And thank you, universe. And, thank you, source, for bringing that person to me. Cause that is just, that's something that I've been putting out content and I've been giving and creating. And now it's just the receiving part, right? And just expecting that is going to come. That's how the universe works, right? Everything flows and goes around. But if you're stuck and you're for whatever reason in repel, or you don't believe that the universe can just bring you things like that, of a deserving nature, or wherever your block is, then you're going to continue to struggle. You will be in that space. If you grew up and you only saw struggle around you, when you were younger, then you really got to flip your mindset. You got to flip the frame of mind of where you're in, and also, look for some mentors and some coaches who understand where you've been, but also, they have what you want, or they took, had that transformation, and that's what you're looking for. For us at the Healing Soul School, we have a program that's starting in September. I'm going to share a little bit more about that tomorrow, but I built structure and play into the program on purpose for those of us who have had some bigger things happen, or the dissociation and your mind is just all over, and it's, or a visionary. That's also another thing. As a visionary, my head can be so much in the clouds, and Virginia's like, bring it back here. I think of that dancing balloon that's usually in front of car places that's like dancing all over and it's going crazy, and she just like has the rope around. She's like, okay, come back here, let's get settled. um, and so it's just having someone to do that with you. Accountability is also another big piece of it. So from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is when we have office hours available starting in September, where you can come. Let's heal the blocks. Let's heal any of the things that are holding you back. I'm doing that on Tuesdays with emotions and limiting beliefs, and anywhere you might be stuck, but also we're opening you up to receiving. We're opening you up to being in that attraction mode, that attraction energy. Wednesday is when Virginia is going to be there, and she's our meditation and mindset coach. She walks me off ledges. You got something that's been bothering you in business or in life, she's such a great person to listen, and then she'll give you some really great constructive feedback on how you can move forward. And she's also our logistics person. So if you have any questions around like, how do I organize this, or I want to set up an email campaign, or we have a company actually we work with for a website, funnels, calendar, it's all together in one platform. We're going to have him on later this week. I'm going to ask if he can come on live with us, or I have a recording that we did so that you can see how to make life simple for yourself, so that is all set up, that when someone does come on board, you have some automation in place. So that's another piece of it where we'll have that available for you on Wednesdays is, do you need some help with just your day-to-day stuff, how to set up Stripe, or or PayPal, or connecting, invoicing. Virginia is just a whiz at all of that stuff on how to run a business on the back end. Man, she is just such a great resource that we have for those kinds of questions. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be coaching on business. So there'll be office hours where you come, like, where are you stuck? What do you need? And I am very much a very simple, let's have simple, easy steps, because when you have those, you're going to follow through. Let's make it consistent so that consistently you have that money coming in. How good would it feel that you don't have to worry about the money coming in every month, or that you have your bills covered? It's having a step-by-step, where that is in place, and then you've got that focus and you have that structure. But also you've got someone to ask, advice, and you also have a community. This is really key as well, is that we'll practice, your sales and enrollment. We'll practice what it will be to do a discovery call and then closing them to a next call, or closing them to your program, all of those things. Someone who becomes a coach and they're like, oh, I want to teach people how to do this thing, or how to transform in this way. Awesome. That's beautiful. But then there's the back end, the stuff of like, how do you actually run the business? How do you close it? How do you set it all up so that you're not doing everything? You're like doing the content creation, doing the lead generation, teaching, you're out there, you're doing podcast. Like, one person cannot do it all. So we just scale it right back for you, make it very simple for where you are. And we're formatting it to you. And it could be this, that you're running 2 calls a week. So now you've got 3 hours in your business where you're teaching. That's really easy in a 40 possible hour week. But I would even say much less, working those 4 days from Monday to Friday, or Monday to Thursday, as far as that structure. All right. So I'm just checking my notes here. Just how to build consistent income. You can talk about like, join us, we'll teach you how to be a 6-figure income earner. Okay, that's really great. And we definitely are moving you in that direction, but we got to start with where you're at. If you only believe that, you can make a certain set amount and it's way less than the 100K, then we're starting there and we're building you up. We're teaching you how to get there and how to move forward. And basically you take what you want to earn per month. So let's say it's $5,000, and you reverse engineer that in your business with how many clients you need, how many times you need to teach a week, how many hours you need to set aside for teaching. All of those kinds of things is what we teach you. We teach you the basics. We are a how-to community and how to keep it simple so that you're not in this but energy. I wish I could do that, or I would love to do that, but you don't know my situation. You don't know what where I've come from, or you don't know where I'm stuck in my business. All of those things. We're not about but energy. Let's get rid of it. Let's heal it. Let's clear it, and let's get you set up on something, on a path or a formula that is consistent. All right, so I'm just going to go to the homework for this week. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And I just want to say thank you so much to Virginia for setting these up. I only saw today that you had the homework in there. So the homework for today for this is to write out your schedule for the next week with your content creation, lead generation, all your big rocks, your discovery call, one-on-one client times, and your play time, your meditation time, the things that are going to make you money and the things that are going to help you to relax. Okay, so in there, setting that up for yourself, because it's really going to help you to feel strong and secure kind of from the back end of your business, that you've got that set up. Plus, you are not going to be as hard on yourself or critical because you know that those things are there. And I don't there's weeks when I miss them for sure, but I know that they're there and it's something that's consistent and I can come back to it, to be able to do that. So that would be what I'd recommend for your content, for your homework for today. It's in the workbook, and then just setting yourself up for success really is where you're at there. So if you want to come on for the Q&A, we're on the live Zoom. You're welcome to do that. The link is in the comments. I saw that there. Thank you, Virginia. And yeah, tomorrow morning, we're going to ground your business. So it's going to be another meditation, and we are going to ground you and your business together. A lot of people realize that your business has a consciousness. Your business has an energy as well. And so what is your business feeling? Where is it at? How big is your container? We're going to talk about money tomorrow as we're grounding, is you visualizing and imagining what that's like. And then tomorrow we're going to talk more about getting seen, some tips on how to get seen and how to get yourself out there. Included in the workbook as well are some tips on how to do that, so that you are out there, you're making money, you're feeling really great about who you serve, what you do, but you're also very proud of yourself. You set yourself up for success. And when someone says, what do you do? Shoulders back, you can proudly say, this is what I do, and this is who I help. But it's not just like as a mouse, right? Like saying it and hoping someone says, oh, I need your help, but you're actually able to stand confident because you have clients, you're having success, you're having consistent monthly cash flows, so that when you put your head down on the pillow or you're talking to someone, you feel really good and confident in who you are and how your business is growing. So I wish you a great day, and thank you.